What is up, guys? In this lesson we're going to be going over what arrays are and how we can use them in Swift. So let's get started immediately by creating a variable called food list, and that's going to equal a list of fruit such as apples, bananas, eggs and sugar. And to create a list, all you have to do is use these square brackets. Next, let's go ahead and print the list so we can see what it returns. So if we type in food, add a comma, and add the food list, which is another shorthand way of printing two different kind of data types together, then we will get the list that we have created. So as you can see, food followed by the list. But it's actually important we learn how to use the list because it's such a fundamental part of programming, and usually we need to access elements, add elements together, and combine them to compute certain calculations. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how we can access an element. So let's pretend we want to access apples or access eggs so we can use the value for something else. Well, I'm going to start with a print statement, and inside this print statement we need to refer to the variable name and then to the index of the element. So in programming, most often you're going to notice that list starts at the index of 0. So apples is 0, bananas is 1, eggs is 2, and sugar is 3. So there are 4 elements, but it only goes up to 3, which confuses a lot of people when they get into programming because it's very intuitive to say sugar is number 4 on the list. But let's go ahead and try to pick up eggs. So as I mentioned earlier, we need to count 0, 1, and then 2. And since eggs is 2, we're going to insert the number of 2 in here. And when we run the program, we're going to get the return of eggs. Of course, we also want to be able to add items to the list and also remove them, and also to change them. So I'm going to show you all of that with the commands that are provided by the Swift language, such as food list.append, which allows us to add a new element, such as oranges, because I forgot that I love oranges and I didn't add it to the list earlier. So now we can go ahead and print the new list of food list. And when we print it, we're going to notice that the new list has oranges appended to the list. But let's also pretend that I didn't want to add eggs, I actually wanted to add carrots. Then we need to also refer to the element we want to change and assign it a new value. So food list at the index of 2 is going to equal carrots. And it's as simple as that to change an item. So now we can go ahead and print changed list, and that's going to equal the new food list. And you'll notice apples, bananas, carrots, sugar, and oranges. Now we have no more eggs left. But let's also pretend we didn't really want to add sugar. We just wanted natural food such as oranges, bananas, and more fruits. Well, we can also remove things from the list by typing food list.remove, and then we just need to provide the index. So here we're going to remove sugar, which is at the index of 3, because 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then if we go ahead and print the updated list, we're going to get a new list with only 4 items: apples, bananas, carrots, and oranges. Now let's also pretend we want to know how many items we have in the list, so we can keep into account whether it will fit into our bag or not. We can go ahead and print the food list.count, and this is going to return the total amount of items in the list. So as you can see, we have 4, and if we decide to change that or to add more elements such as watermelon, the number is going to update to 5. As we start creating apps in Swift, you're going to slowly learn all of these, but what's very important is that you type the list that you want to edit and that you look through all of the functions it has. Because there's so many methods to explore, and okay, I don't really know all of them myself, but a lot of them are self-explanatory, such as what if we want to find out where the element is located in the list. Now we can use something such as first index of, and here we just need to specify what we're searching for. So let's pretend we're searching for the index of oranges, and actually we should print this. So print oranges is located at food list.first index of oranges. And since this method returns an optional, We also need to specify a default value, or we need to use an exclamation mark to show the program that this is guaranteed to not be a nil value. But I'm just going to add the default in case something isn't there, such as no oranges found. And when we run the program, it's going to say oranges is located at the index of 4 because that's where we have the oranges. Otherwise, if we go back and remove the oranges, it's not going to be able to find oranges because it doesn't exist, and it's going to say no oranges found. But again, there are plenty of these methods, and every time you need to find out how to do something with the list, just literally type it into Google, type in Swift, how to add things to a list, Swift, how to combine two lists. All these kind of keywords will help you with mastering lists, but it's far too much information to teach in any single video. But with that being said, guys, that's actually all I wanted to show you today regarding lists. Of course, if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.